Om 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 Namah Om Saraswatyai Namah Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah Akhandamandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Let us take in Shiva Shakti with 5 deep breaths. Om Shiva Shakti Om. 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 So we are coming towards the end of Mohamudgara stotra, which is Bhaja Govindam stotra. In this stotra, we see in what all ways we get entangled in moha. Delusion causes attachment, ignorance, and we are reeling in that. Shankaracharya and his great disciples are giving us the instructions which are like the hammer, Mudgara, which breaks down all the moha. Shatrau mitre putre bandhau Ma kuru yatnam vigraha sandhav. Sarvasminnapi pashyatmanam sarvatrotsrija bhedajnanam. Shatru in enemies, mitre in friends, putre in children, sons, bandhav in relatives, ma kuru yatnam. Don't even put the effort to vigraha, to fight with them, or sandhav, even in making relationship with them. Why? Sarvasminnapi, in everyone. Everyone means in all humans, in all people. Pashyatmanam, look yourself in all of them. Then the whole world will become one. You are the whole world. Sarvasminnapi pashyatmanam. Look, pashya, see, perceive, treat, interact with them as though you are that person. Sarvatrotsrija, give up in all aspects. Bheda ajnanam. Bheda is the duality. I am different from the other person. I am different from everything else. That is Bheda, which is Ajnanam, which is nothing but ignorance. So give up ignorance of duality because you are seeing Shatru, Mitra, Putra, Bandhu as different beings from your own. You feel like discriminating between them and get into fights or get into good relationship, the friendship, or loving them. Instead, try to see your own self with all of them. So here, the great responsibility and the burden to be constantly in someone's good books or constantly fighting for the authority of I with all of them calls for so much of burden on the mind, on the life of the being. So as a human being, if we don't have this burden, just think how happy one will be. There is no need for any extra effort to behave, maybe artificially, to be in the good books or fight out. But I am right, or my authority is greater than yours. Even that calls for so much of energy in a way that it wastes all other energy in our own self. Ma Kuru, don't do that. Don't even try to build up a relationship. Instead, see your own self in each one of them. That means you are becoming them. So when I see myself in everyone, I will be fine with everyone as they are. because I'm not fighting with my own self. I will never do that. Or I will not be putting extra effort to make my own self likable or lovable by own eye, isn't it? So indirectly, this shloka is telling us, become Vishwamanava. Vishwamanava means the universal being. When we take the whole universe as my own self, the way we treat others, the way I behave in my life, the way I interact, everything will take a beautiful turn filled with joy and peace. And there is no room for mamatva, that attachment, mine, yours, will not be there. When we become that Vishwamanava, we won't be having the thoughts mainly which belong to the lower mind. I can give you examples. When all grandchildren are there, the grandchildren of daughter, through daughter, or through the son, when they are all playing around, the grandparents, suppose they say, give more to these grandchildren who are of my daughter. You give them more than the grandchildren of my son or the daughter-in-law. How meaningless it is. All are grandchildren. Why the discrimination within the family? All are sharing the same blood genes of the grandparents. So why that difference between the grandchildren of daughter? I mean, through daughter, or through the daughter-in-law, son. So like this, we make so many mistakes without thinking that I am Vishwamanava. Everyone is me only. Child is child. So we can see classic examples in our scriptures also. In Ramayana, when Lakshmana became unconscious in the battlefield, it was Sushena, the physician, the doctor, who was present in Lanka. He was called to treat Lakshmana, but he refused. You all belong to the enemy side. I can't take care of you. Then it was Jambavan and others who told Sushena, follow the ethics of your profession, doctory. You should not see or you should not discriminate between the patients. Patient is a patient. Treat him following the ethics of your profession. He didn't have any answer for that. And he did treat Lakshmana and brought him back to life. So, if we take it philosophically, this Shatrau Mitre Putre Bandhav Ma Kuru Yatnam Vigraha Sandhav Sarvasmin Api Pashyat Atmanam. It is a fact that all of us are just one entity called Atma. just appearance. Apparently, we are all seeming as different people with different bodies, which are also just virtual appearance. But we are hanging on to that appearance, illusory appearance, as the reality. And we are seeing the duality in every action of ours, in every thought of ours. So when we take it philosophically, which is the fact that everyone, the whole manifestation is one magnificent, beautiful entity, living being called Vishwa. Because it is manifested, it has to have Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. In that, all of us are part of it. And we are also appearing as this body, as this mind. So don't give importance for the appearance and tag that person as Mitra, that person as Shatru, that person as Putra, Putri, and Bandhu. And unnecessarily, I'm wasting my effort and energy in keeping up the relationship or fighting with them, creating unnecessary emotions which are not called for. There is another example which holds good here to think, to recollect. Sureshwaracharya says in his commentary, the whole world, all people, all living beings are leading the life like leading the life in a dream. So in a dream, when I am the dreamer, dreams that there are so many thugs who are coming to kill me, take away my assets, which I am carrying in my bag. I'm struggling a lot with them, but somehow they are winning over me. And the fear of losing the asset and my life is gripping me so strongly. At that moment, a lion comes roaring, and with fear, all the thugs run away. And even I am afraid hearing the sound of that roar. But that fear, new fear in the dream, wakes me up. When I wake up, I say, thank God. Before those thugs really killed me, I was saved by this lion. So, even in this life, which is like a dream, we are going through so many experiences, interactions, but we will understand that there is no need for putting any extra effort. Ma kuru yatnam vigraha sandhau. Ma kuru yatnam. Don't even put your effort towards fighting or making sandhi with them, making friendship with them. Because all are just dream-like appearance. So, if we think of this verse one more time, if every one of us is just one entity as Atma, if I'm seeing myself in everyone, does it mean that I am right now talking to my own self? Or in Bhagavad Gita, is Krishna talking to his own self, or he's talking to Arjuna? What is it? Which is correct? Which is the fact? So through this shloka, when we think, we can understand. In the first scenario, when we know that we are in this relative world, Krishna and Arjuna are certainly making the conversation between both of them. Krishna is talking to Arjuna in this relative world. In the next scenario, when we take it in Vedantic way, it is like a dream world. It is relative dream world. In that, Krishna and Arjuna, both of them are not there in reality. But because we are all still in the dreamy world, relative world, we are taking Krishna and Arjuna, or me talking with everyone, as the reality. But it is only relative reality. In fact, all of us are just one Atma, which is pervading, enveloping the whole universe as one entity. See how it expands our mind. Sarvasmin api pashyatmanam sarvatra utsrujya bheda ajnanam. Don't see the bheda, separation. I am different from everyone else. Give up that. Grow out of it. So go beyond dvandva, duality. Kamam, krodham, lobham, moham tyaktva atmanam bhavaya koham. Pashyati soham atma jnana vihina mudhaste pachyante naraka nigudha. So it is all the more clear here. Making friendship with one, making love with one, or fighting with one, all are different emotions. Kama is lust, krodha, anger, lobha is greed, moha is infatuation, delusion. Tyaktva, leave it, give up. Atmanam bhavaya, ponder over Atmanam, who I am, koham. Question your own self. Atmanam bhavaya, koham. Who am I? Who am I? Then, pashyati soham. Then you will see, I am he. Saha, that is that absolute Brahman. Saha, aham. When we keep pondering, kaha, aham. Who am I? The answer comes automatically. Saha, aham. He is my own self. I am he. When it is that straightforward, Atma Jnana Vihina, a person who is not having the knowledge of Atma, that is, I, who am I, without thinking, pondering, questioning, and coming to realize who I am in eternal reality. That person who is blind, indifferent towards Atma Jnana. Mudaha. They are none other than fools who will be pachyante naraka nighudaha. They will be cooking, boiling, burnt in naraka, that is hell, very strongly. They will be suffering. So, here Shankaracharya and his disciples are lifting us up to think beyond I am the body, I am the mind. Come out of that notion, I am the body, I am the mind, because it is giving rise, that notion is giving rise to kama, krodha, lobha, moha. So leave all these things. They are all superimposed emotions on that notion I, which is coming from the mind, which is projected in the mind, projected by the mind, and projected through the mind. Just contemplate on it. All these emotions which we go through and we become so disturbed by these emotions, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. All these emotions are generated in the mind and it is projected through the mind. And it's the mind only which is projecting also. And what is that mind? Mind is such temporary notion which keeps changing every second. So easily it changes itself. So there is no constant reality called mind. So all these are nothing but the game played by the lower mind. That lower mind which is outward projected. So we are seeing the interaction. Why we are seeing the interaction? Because as said in the previous shloka, we are separating, I am different from all others. So I'm trying to make the relationship in positive or negative way, fighting our friendship. Because of that notion, I am the body. I'm having these interactions. In that process, all these emotions are also coming as a superimposed on our mind. Because it is nothing but it is the product of the lower mind. Understand that, and tyaktva, by giving it up, be always on the seeking of who am I, koham. When we start realizing who I am as a fact, as a reality, which is eternal truth. And gradually, when we start questioning, contemplating on that, slowly, layer by layer, the ignorance, delusion, attachment, the notion starts falling away. And what is left? The realization that I am He. I am Atma. He is Atma. There is no difference. It is just one Atma. Eko hi Sat. That Sat, there is only one eternal truth. That is Supreme Reality, Brahman. That I am. So hum. So hum. That becomes our base. With that base, we can lead the life with a new perspective. So, people whose mind, material intellect, all the five senses are outward, busy contacting the outward through all the five senses, their mind will never go towards questioning, halt a minute, who am I? What am I doing? What is this body? What is this mind? Who am I in reality? Who is that person? What is it? Like this, the deep questions will never occur in the mind. So they are losing the knowledge of Atma. Atma is I am, the self. So when there is no the knowledge of that Atma, naturally the mind is going through all the emotions busily, that it goes up and down with turmoil. So that life itself will become wretched life with so much of ups and downs to the mind, because it is so one with lower mind that it is too busy reacting to every action, what is happening to all the five senses, the lower mind, and the intellect, which is material oriented. So that life itself is Naraka Nigudha. There is no other hell than this kind of life. So don't get into that. They are all fools who are not questioning, contemplating. So the advice here is each one of us have to get into the habit of sitting calmly, go within, asking, who am I? For that, even Bhagavad Gita has given answer through Karma Marga, Bhakti Marga, Jnana Marga. Whatever is suitable for us, take it, make dhyana as part of our life. Every day, we had to do the dhyana. Only then we will be able to contemplate. Automatically, the mind will be contemplating. Even when we are doing the daily routine work, the mind will be busy in a very positive way when we start thinking, who I am, who hum. And slowly the answer comes up, it reveals. So contemplating and dhyana, meditation, is a must. Atmanam bhavaya oham. Pashyati soham. Atma Jnana Vihina Modhaste. Very interestingly, Atma Jnana Vihina Modhaste. Those who don't have the knowledge of the self are fools. If we take the life of Narada Muni and also Rishi Markandeya, it tells us something else, who have gone one step ahead of this self-realization. Narada Muni, he is a realized perfect master who was initiated into this Atma Vidya by Brahmaputras, and he learned everything. He knew. But still he said, I want to be in Dvaita Bhava just to enjoy the Leelas of Narayana. So he has gone one step ahead by saying, I know who I am. I want to be in this delusion to see the Leelas of Narayana. Same thing with Rishi Markandeya. Rishi Markandeya, he did tapas for thousands of years and he was Atmajnani. Atmajnani. Yet he said, even though I know who I am, Narayana, what you are, still I want to see your Maya. I want to again enjoy your Maya. So please show me some of your Mayas, illusory things. That is when Vishnu, Narayana, he gave him the vision which he believed to be 100% very true, real. That is when he felt there is so much of floods and there is a small baby sleeping on the banyan leaf, and it is happily sleeping on that leaf, sucking the toe, holding it with its hand. And that was none other than Krishna. And this Markandeya was trying to save himself, plus he wanted to save that baby as well. As he started swimming so intensely towards the baby, all of a sudden he saw that the whole floods, and including himself, including the hut where he was sitting for meditation, everything was just gulped by that baby, who happens to be Krishna, Narayana. Then he woke up and said, what an Maya I saw. So we can enjoy, once we have that self-realization, enjoying this manifestation, which is so illusory, will be very different. So we should not become the Mudha with Atma Jnana Vihina. Without that Atma Jnana, we should not be that Mudha. We should become Atma Jnani and enjoy this manifestation with new eyes, new understanding, new perception. So we have to try. We have to put our effort towards moving in this direction. which is paved by Shankaracharya and many other acharyas. So, Geyam Gita Nama Sahasram Dhyeyam Shripati Rupam Ajasram Neyam Sajjana Sange Chittam Deyam Dina Janaya Cha Vittam. My goodness. In the previous shloka, we can see there is a beautiful flow. Shatro mitre putre bandhav ma kuru yatnam vigraha sandho. Because everyone is one and the same. You see yourself in everyone. Because the eternal reality is everything is Atma. And in the next one, Kamam, Krodham, Lobham, Moham, Tyaktva, Atmanam, Bhavaya, Oham, Pashyati Soham, Atma Jnana Vihina Mudhaste, Pachyante Naraka Niguda. So they are all leading us towards how to lead the life in this direction. So the next one, in that they are making it very clear. Geyam Geetam. Not only that, Nama Sahasram as well. Dhyeyam Shripati Rupam Ajasram. Neyam Sajjana Sange Chittam. Deyam Dina Janaya Cha Vittam. So, in this they are telling 5 things you have to do. What are they? Geyam Gita. Recite, sing Gita, Bhagavad Gita. Nama Sahasram, and recite, contemplate on 1,000 names of Vishnu. That is Vishnu Sahasranama. Dhyeyam Shripati Rupam Ajasram, and meditate on the Rupa of Shripati. That is Vishnu. Ajasram. Ajasram means all the time, right away, all the time. Neyam Sajjana Sange Chittam. Take your chittam, that is, take your mind towards satsanga with sajjana, with good people. People with good heart and wisdom. The spiritually awakened wisdom, one who has, is sajjana. So move towards them. Take your mind to be with them, to make satsanga with them. Deyam Dina Janaya Cha Vittam. Vittam means the wealth, all the material wealth. Let us get into the detail later. Vittam means wealth. Deyam, give without hoarding, without holding it back, as they're all my assets. I need, I have to have it. Without collecting it within your own self. Dina Janaya, people who need that wealth, give it to them. Give it to them. These are the 5 things which will bring us out of that lower mind, which is busy in seeking the objects of the outer world. How will they take care of this? These 5. Bhagavad Gita. It is a beautiful guide to lead the life and to liberate from this cycle of life again and again. It leads us, it gives us the chance to see what this life is. it gives us the clear picture that have the goal, have the perception in a macro way, have the holistic view of life, what it is. When we have the macro picture, we know for sure what it is, like Hastamalaka. When we have Amalaka, a gooseberry in the hand, we have the freedom to see the whole gooseberry, isn't it? If I become an ant, it cannot have the full picture of what a gooseberry is, because it can only run around the gooseberry and know everything part by part, part by part. So it will never get the whole picture. Whereas Bhagavad Gita gives us the instructions to have the goal in a macro way, have the perception in a macro way. And the importance to all details in microwave. In macrowave, what it is, we come to know. Thus, it not only makes our life beautiful, peaceful, it also gives us the clear path how to get liberated from the cycle of birth and death. Sahasranamam, Nama Sahasram, Vishnu Sahasranamam. Each Nama gives us the multiple perspective of what this Vishwa is. Who am I in this Vishwa? What is my role? Who am I? What is my status in this Vishwa? What this Vishwa is? And what is that Ishvara is? Because Sahasranama, each Nama of Vishnu is like a world by itself. Each Nama has so much of potency in it. So it is giving us the clear picture of what that Vishnu is. That Vishnu is the whole manifestation who has pervaded everything. So by reciting, understanding, contemplating Vishnu Sahasranama, we come to know the inner deep meaning of each and everything in the world as Vishwa. I will also come to know about my own self, what I am, and what that Ishvara is, what is his power is. Because he is, Vishnu is in every form in this world. Jayam Shripati Rupam Ajasram. Shripati. Shri is again the whole manifestation. Shri is the wealth, the magnificent, the most can be only the whole manifestation. Shri, that is Lakshmi. Pati, her husband, means he is the Lord of the whole manifestation. who is Shri. His Rupa means again, one need not stick on to the idol which is created in the human form, in the photo or in the idol. No, that Shripati, you can customize it and meditate on the customized Vishnu Rupa, which is multiple. Having gone through Vishnu Sahasranama, having gone through Gita, meditate on that Shripati who is Vishnu. So that dhyana will also become unending because it is leading us from one to next to next to next to next. And dhyayam Shripati Rupam Ajasram. So when the mind is so connected with him, each and everything what I come across in the world will also become the Rupa of Vishnu. See how, as a reflex action, the perspective of our viewing the whole world changes. Neyam Sajjana Sange Chittam. The mind, which is lower mind, which is outwardly busy, drag that mind also towards Sajjana, the right people, knowledgeable people, who are able to guide us. How? In what way? Because that Sajjana has already experienced the presence of Vishnu, Govinda, the protector of the whole manifestation, taking the forms they have experienced. And they're already in that Shripati Rupam Ajasram Dhyana. So whatever they talk is nothing but only Vishnu, Vishnu, Vishnu. And whatever they talk will be toward pointing towards that eternal truth. So Neyam means take, drag. Sajjana Sange Chittam. Deyam Dina Janayaja Vittam. And all the wealth, assets, anything is wealth, asset, only to the notion called I, the false I, the small I. Because I am feeling the notion so strongly that I am the body, I want to assert and keep things to my own self. Because I think they are all very precious and very valuable. So I keep it to myself. It is not needed. Try to give away things what are needed by other people. There are needy people. Give all of them to them so that your burden will become lesser and lesser. And those people will have those assets with them, the wealth, and they will also lead the life. Indirectly, you are making them also to grow in this spiritual way. How? Once they don't have to think about earning for the sake of food, for the sake of roof, for the sake of covering themselves. Once it is satisfied with them, naturally even their mind will be free to think about koham. Because even to think koham, the mind should be in such a way that it has time, energy, effort to sit and think about, to contemplate on koham. But if they are so struggling for day to day life itself, how will they be able to sit and think? Atma Jnana, Atma Vichara, how can they do it? If it is taken care in some way or the other, they will also grow, and it is a very big help. Indirectly, we are dragging them towards this path, and they will also have Sajjana Sangha. It is a beautiful way of making us. For that matter, from lion, we should learn the lesson. Lion will never hoard anything, even the food. It hunts only when it is very hungry, and it eats to fill its stomach, and then it will just move away from whatever it has hunted. And the other types of animals like wolves and other animals will come and also eat that food. We should learn from lion, the king. Do we do that? No. We hold. See that lion? It hunted. It ate as much as it wanted, stomach full, and leaving the rest of the things for other animals to eat, even the birds to eat. It has left. We should learn. Sukhat kriyate Rama bhogah paschat anta sharire rogah. Yadyapi loke maranam sharanam tadapi namunchati papacharan. Here, Sukhatah kriyate Rama bhogah. He, one who yields to the lust for pleasures of Rama bhogah. Rama is a beautiful woman. It is name Rama is also the name of Apsara. One who has charming, attractive, alluring beauty. That woman is also called Rama. We can take it to both genders. Rama bhogah. Paschat antaha. And later, one who has given himself to the lust of enjoying the pleasures, sexually so attracted towards enjoying it. Paschat, later on, at the end of his life, Sharire Rogah, he will end up with diseases in the body. Yadyapi loke maranam sharanam. when everyone has to surrender to the death inevitable. Tadapi, even then, namunchati, they won't leave this papa charanam, the sinful acts. So, what can we understand by this? Once a person gives the mind lustfully to enjoy all the five senses without any control, no doubt he will be encouraging other negative habits, because of which the mind and the body will end up with lots of diseases. Hmm? Okay, the body is filled with diseases because of all the bad habits which started because of Rama Bhoga. Because all bad habits are connected with one another. One bad habit leads to another, which leads to another, which leads to another. So the mind becomes corrupted very fast, dragging the body to act upon those habits, because of which one becomes the victim of disease. Yadyapi loke maranam sharanam, when everyone has to die physically, which is inevitable, even at that point, tadapi, even at that point, namunchati, they won't leave this papa charanam. The sinful habits or acts. So it is very difficult to take a U-turn once the mind is given for the pleasures of five senses. Let us see. We have the example of King Pandu, the Pandavas' father Pandu. King Pandu had the curse that when he is having any sexual contact with a woman, at the same time he will have to face the death. It was a curse on him. He was careful, but when Madri, Kunti, and Pandu, when they went to the forest, unfortunately, he gave his mind totally to the lust of enjoying Madri, his own wife. Even though Madri informed him, no, it is not correct. You will be deceased. No, don't do it. But still, he was not able to resist and he had to face the death. Another example is Sugriva. When Sugriva got back his kingdom and that Raja Padavi, he started enjoying the courtesans, women, drinking, dancing, music, everything he started enjoying, totally forgetting his own promise to Sri Rama in helping Sita Anveshana, in searching Sita. He had to face the wrath of Lakshmana because of that action. Luckily, he had Tara, Hanuman, Jambavan, who all helped him to face the situation and calm down Lakshmana. So, giving our mind to enjoying the pleasures through all the five senses, it should be under control, which is possible when we have the good background of this Bhagavad Gita, Vishnu Sahasranama, because the level of thoughts itself changes. We become more and more interested in knowing the realm which is not limited as the realm of body and mind is limited. We will be going out of this limit of I am the body, I am the mind, which is very limited when compared to I am the self, ever expansive Atma. It is so limited. I am the body, I am the mind. So when the mind goes towards seeking, towards understanding that Atma, Atma Jnana, Atma Vidya, naturally the five senses lose its taste for objects. It becomes lesser and lesser and lesser and lesser automatically. So this roga coming to us, it is affecting how beautifully they have put Sharire rogaha. He just said Sharire. That Sharira is for all the three. Karana Sharira, the causal body, where the first thought, the lust starts. The seed of lust is put in Karana Sharira. That sprouts in Sukshma Sharira, the mental body. And it starts working on, come into action through the physical body. So what is happening? The disease has started as a seed in the Karana Sharira itself. The disease is there. And it sprouts as disease of senses in the mental body. And then it shows itself, project itself on the physical body very finally. So there's no way one can come out of it when we have given our mind totally into it. So Sharire Rogaha Paschat Anta. The person who is into Rama Bhoga will end up with the Roga, the disease, enveloping the whole body. Means all the three bodies are affected. Arthamanartham bhavaya nityam nasti tata sukhalesha satyam satyam putradapi dhanabhajam bhitihi sarvatraisha vihita ritihi. Artham anartham. Wealth is not the welfare. It is anartha. Bhavaya nityam. Understand this. Bhavaya. Know for sure. Nasti tata sukhaleshah. There is no even lesha, even little bit of sukha, the real pleasure, satyam, which is so true. In reality, there is no sukhalesha, even little bit of sukha. Satyam putradapi dhanabhajam. Dhanabhaja is one who has acquired, collected lots of wealth. That is rich man with lots of wealth. It is true that even that rich man will be afraid of his own son. Sarvatraisha, everywhere, vihitaritihi. This is the way of wealth. This is the fate of wealth. What it creates, what it is, how valuable it is. Everywhere it is the same. Artham anartham. Bhavaya nityam. Know for sure. At every moment, understand, realize, treat artha, the wealth, as anartha. It is of no value in reality. What is artha, the wealth? If we understand, the whole world is nothing but the combination of 5 elements. Prapancha, which is filled with sound and light. That is Nama Rupa. Pada and Artha. That is word and the meaning. Pada, Artha. What does it mean? Nama, Pada are Rupa and Artha. That is, when we utter a word, it is only the Shabda, Pada. What is it in reality? In this relative world, it is the object. If I say the clock, it is only utterance of the word clock. What is the meaning of it? That meaning is actual clock, an actual object called clock. So, artha, the objects which are in this world, all are artha. Those objects which are artha, don't we say, when someone is going to the shop, what are all the padarthas you are bringing home? Padartha. E padarthagalella kondu ba. Bring all these padarthas. Padartha. Pada artha. All these objects bring from the shop. So, they are all just the objects laying around. But it is anartha. All are just appearance, illusory appearance. And it is the mind which is looking for it everywhere. So, what am I doing? I am leading the life busily, putting my time, effort, energy towards collecting all the objects which are needed, which I think I need, and I'm busy. In putting the effort towards collecting the objects, how much I'm losing, that we never feel or we never question that. We are losing a lot because the mind is engaged in the objects. They're all artha, the objects. Actually, the value of the objects are in the mind, not in the objects. I am deciding, my intellect is deciding the value of an object, which is depending on how much the mind is liking it. If I like something really, and if I want it at any cost, it becomes a valuable thing. So the intellect says, oh, it is of high value. I have to have it. And I work towards getting that object to my possession. But if we really think, it is the intellect depending on the mind, which is wavering mind, depending on that, the intellect is deciding that it is very, very valuable. But if you ask another person, that person will say, hey, what is so great about it? Why are you bothering about it? So what is the real value of that thing? Actually, it is not there. The value which I am deciding is within me. Okay? So I can give you the example. When a person is climbing a hill in the hot summer afternoon, and it is deserty place, and there is no water available anywhere, and he is very thirsty, no energy to go up. If anyone gives him watery buttermilk, he will really feel as if he got a new life. If the same watery buttermilk is given to a person in deep winter who is sitting outside the house at night, if you go and give it to him, will he enjoy that? No. But the buttermilk is same. The object is same. But it is creating different effects on the mind, the intellect. So make this intellect understand, make this mind understand what the objects are. They are anartha. It is the mind and the intellect which has to know to what we have to give the value, and is it really needed? Because once we start having the objects, it loses its sukha and it becomes a headache in the long run. How? When there is so much of asset or wealth, satyam putradapi dhanabhajam bhitihi. A rich man who has lots of wealth, he will be afraid of his own son because he might misuse it. He might harm me, to take away my wealth. So the relationship is also affected because of the wealth. It can happen between brothers, sisters, parents and children, or relatives. So wealth is such a thing, its nature is to create not sukha, but dukkha only. It is hard to digest because we are all immersed in the life, and all of us are grihasthas. So we have to judge and see what is needed, what is not needed, and accordingly we should handle the artha. Pranayamam pratyaharam nitya anitya viveka vicharam japya sameta samadhi vidhanam kuru avadhanam mahat avadhanam. So how to handle it, that artha, how to get away from the bhiti, from the fear, when we have lots of asset with them. How to handle it? By stabilizing the mind, by stabilizing the intellect. How is it possible? Through pranayama, regulating the life force through breath. Because this prana affects the mind and the senses. So once we have the control over the movement of the the 5 movements of the air within the body, if it is controlled well, the senses will also be under good control. Pratyaharam, withdrawal of sense organs from the objects, from unnecessary activities. Pratyahara. Like the tortoise, when it senses the danger coming closer, or the tortoise approaching the danger, at once it draws back, it withdraws all its limbs, and it will be protected by the hard shell. Like that, pratyahara, withdrawal of sense organs, is also important to know that artham anartham. And then nitya anitya viveka vicharam. One should contemplate, one should have the discriminatory skill between what is nitya, what is eternal, and what is anitya, transient. So basically it is discriminate between what is eternal. The eternal thing is only one thing, Atma. Everything else is anitya, transient. So naturally, what should we hang on to? Atma. That viveka vichara should be strong, ajasram, all the time. Japya sameta samadhi vidhanam kuru. Avadhanam. Avadhanam means with care, with precaution. Mahat Avadhanam, with great care, with extreme precaution, do Samadhi Vidhana, that is, contemplating, meditating, and getting into Samadhi Sthiti, along with Japa, Japya Sameta, along with chanting of the holy names, Nama Sahasra. Because chanting the Nama as Japa will certainly put us in the path as though it is both sides bank and we are pushed forward if we do the Japa. Through Japa, as we keep moving forward, it will make us go close, deeper within, closer towards Atma. For that, Japa and Dhyana or meditation on any Rupa will also help us. And slowly, Nama Japa, Rupa Dhyana, that will also dissolve and make the seeker realize that Atma. So, one has to do with care, good concentration, and with all precaution. Precaution, why precaution? It has to go step by step so that you are sure to go within. If there is any de-link with the process, we will not be progressing forward. Or if there is some kind of deviation, disturbance, even then we will not be reaching, but we will be wasting the time and the effort. So if we take the precaution, then the movement will be smoother. So he's telling avadhanam, mahat avadhanam. So through this, the mind, the thoughts, and the reaction of the body, the reaction of the five senses will also cooperate to move forward, to explore the other realm through this body and the mind. Guru Charanambuja Nirbhara Bhaktah Samsarat Achirat Bhava Muktah Sendriya Manasa Niyamatyevam Drakshyasi Nija Hridayastham Devam. It's beautiful. Guru Charanambuja Nirbhara Bhaktah. A person who has immense nirbhara, overflowing devotion towards Guru Charanambuja, the lotus feet of Guru, samsarat, from this samsara, achirat, very quickly, instantaneously, bhava muktaha, he will become liberated. Sendriya manasa niyamat evam, by disciplining the senses, controlling the mind, with total focus. When one has given their mind totally towards the lotus feet of Guru, Drakshyasi, he will see, he will perceive, he will experience, he will realize Nija Hridayastham. Nija in his own hridaya, in his heart, he will see that Devam, that light, divine light, which is supreme, absolute within himself. So, what is it? Guru Bhakti. Surrendering at the feet of Guru, which is like lotus, is the key to unlock the door of Mukti. Guru. Bhakti towards Guru. This can be the topic for PhD, but which will be always incomplete if one takes to write about Guru Bhakti. It is that deep, intense, and vast. However, we had 2 PhD holders in this Guru Bhakti. Who are they? Nandi Maharaj, who took Shiva as his Guru, the guide. How he followed Shiva in and out. In the same way, Hanuman, who took Sri Rama as his guide, and both of them achieved oneness with their masters. So, even Kabir Das, in his Doha, he says, Guru Govind dono khade kako pai lago. Both Govinda and Guru, both of them are standing right in front of me. To whom shall I bow down? And at the very next moment, in the same breath, he says, I will fall at the feet of Guru who has shown Govinda. It is true. Who is that Guru? From the first breath of our life as a newborn, from that moment till the last breath on this earth, Guru is always within us as Atma. Atma Guru is there guiding us in every thought and action. That Atma watching us. Because we are not able to realize, experience, knowingly act in this world, relative world, what do? We need a rupa. We are able to understand only when there is a form. Because this is Nama Rupa Prapancha. So, how that Atma Guru will help us? Once we really want that presence of Atma in front of me in this relative world, he takes different forms. In different ways, he is teaching us. Isn't it? How are we learning everything? Because of the presence of that Atma within. If that Atma is not there, if that Atma doesn't give the green signal, even if I'm sitting in front of perfect master, realized master, it will not get into my mind at all. I will never open up my mind, even though they are sitting in front of me, even though they are teaching me, even though they are demonstrating. It will not go. It is the Atma Guru which has to give the green signal. Yes, when it green signal comes to the mind and the intellect and that aham, the connection takes place with the form. So that way, according to the need of every being, that Atma is taking form in different ways. That Guru is teaching us every day in our life. For everything, every action is taking place because of that Atma Guru who is showing that path. So it is not mandatory that a Guru has to be in a human form and he has to be in front of me. No. One should see that Atma giving us instruction in every form of this world, in different forms. That form is nothing but it is Atma which has projected that form. It is the Atma which has projected this form to teach me something, to make me realize what it is. So, if we come across a perfect master or realized master, spiritual master, that means the Atma has taken that form to interact with this Atma. That is what Bhagavad Gita, many scriptures are telling us, giving us the knowledge. Because we are so immersed in understanding the world as Nama Rupa, name and the form, name and the form. We are not opening our mind to understand. It is that Atma Guru who is present in everything. And every one of us, we all have Guru who is very compassionate, very strict at the same time. Only thing is, we have to be in touch with that Atma who is Guru. And he is in forms as well. And why Charanambuja? Why not the whole form, but the Charana? Because feet is the safest, easiest part of the whole thing as Guru to get the grace, to get the knowledge. This whole earth is considered as Pada of Bhagavan. So, we being in this, on this earth, means we are in touch with Bhagavat Pada. Because we are not realizing it, there are few incarnations like Shankaracharya, other Acharyas, who are all Bhagavat Padas. They are all representation of the feet of Bhagavan. So we call them Bhagavat Pada. And if we are in touch with that Pada, which is lotus feet, naturally we are in the chain. We are getting connected with that chain. So, Guru Charanambuja Nirbhara Bhakta. So that type of Bhakta will quickly, at once, Samsarat Achirat Bhava Muktaha. He will become Mukta. And once he has the Sendriya Manasa Niyamadevam, when his all five senses and the mind are focused, controlled, disciplined, he will see, drakshasi, he will see, perceive, experience. Nija Hridayastam, in his own heart, he will see that Devam, who is Atma. So there's no difference between Atma Guru, Atma Deva, Atma. Atma is the common which has the adjectives attached to it. Atma Deva, Atma Guru, Atma, Jivatma, Paramatma, isn't it? So Atma is the eternal, only reality. Mohamudgara. Okay. Om Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti Om. 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 Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti Om.